Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It is Classic Sam NYG. There it is. I am so excited for this because look who I have. We know each other. We don't know each other, which is very, very bizarre and very, very weird, but it's very, very cool. Welcome to the channel, Aaron, aka StoryDad. How are you? And welcome in.
I'm good. I'm super good. I'm super stoked to be here. Yeah.
I'm so excited. So I was saying, like, we know each other and we don't know each other. So this is technically the first time that we're really meeting.
Yeah, we've ran in the same circles for like a hot minute now. We're both in Castleton. You've interviewed like a bunch of my like really close mutuals.
Yep.
I've watched your content from afar. I've lurked in some of your streams. I love what you do. And I love answering questions about TTRPGs and the impact that they have in our everyday lives. So I'm just super stoked to be here.
I'm so excited that you're here. So we're gonna have a really good time, and we're gonna have a blast, and we're gonna talk about a bunch of different things. One of the first things, though, guys, if you want to ask any questions from Aaron to Aaron or me, but mostly Aaron, because you guys know about me already. Mostly Aaron. You can redeem 50 channel points. And how do you get channel points? By following this channel. And then you can redeem, I don't know, that's 6 questions or something. 50 channel points. We'll answer them at the end of the stream, and it'll be fun. Please keep it like NC-17 rated R-ish. Yeah, around there. Okay, so, oh my gosh, and welcome in, Stronghold D&D. So I need to know what came first, because you are a prolific streamer. I've seen your stream. I've been in your stream a bunch of times, but you also are a TTRPG performer. Which one came first, performing or streaming?
Definitely. The funny thing is, it actually happened simultaneously. Like the inception of my entire streaming performing existence started as TTRPGs. Like. I was not a streamer beforehand. I had never appeared on any stream whatsoever. I decided to one day pick up the mantle of showrunner, producer, tech director, editor, social media manager for an entire TTRPG streaming channel. And and it was like I wanted to tell I wanted to tell TTRPG stories on the internet with my friends. And amazing. So I was like, no one's going to make it happen if I don't. So I just did all the things. And so they happened exactly at the same time. Oh,
wow. So you've been doing this for how long then?
It will be 2 years as of April 16th.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. And like, I consider you like one of the big streamers in the TTRPG space. I'm like, oh my, like, you saying yes, I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. So,
oh my goodness, thank you. That's crazy to hear.
A little bit of fangirling, but that's okay. But it's also a pretty niche thing to be a part of. Within gaming itself, gaming is huge, but when you distill it down to TTRPGs, you have gone into a corner of a room under the stairs. Why did you choose it as a social media outlet?
It's my preferred way to create, to have a creative outlet in general. Like, I've never been one for most like fine arts. I was never, I was a theater kid, but like never in any real big productions or anything like that. So, but I didn't, it's how I create. It's how I have that outlet. I tell stories. I am that raconteur. I am the, I have forever and a day used my imagination to entertain my friends. And so it was the niche in which I felt comfortable enough to turn it into something that other people would want to watch.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. So you're also like, I see you on Instagram. I know you're on TikTok, but mostly on Instagram and Twitch is where I see you. Those communities are significantly different, especially when you get down to the chat and comments and things. How do you navigate the difference between the communities and still keep them as part of what you do?
I have had such little success on TikTok, just in general. Like, it doesn't seem the sort of content that I put out doesn't seem to catch the attention of people on TikTok. And I don't, I'm sure I could make a really good run at like creating more like entertaining comedy or informational content or something like that. But like, really, I'm just telling stories on the internet. So putting that into short form content, like our funnier moments, like just hasn't seemed to catch on. But as far as like Instagram goes, to be blunt, like whatever, just do hot boy shit on the internet and people like to click the like button. Like that's really what it is. Like I put my face on the internet and I say that I'm telling a story and people click the like button. It's same thing on Threads. I'll post like something, like even like minorly engaging, but I think the biggest difference is that Instagram and Threads feels a little bit more personal to me. Like you get that engagement. Like it's people that I know. I can sort of foster a little bit more of a community sense on those platforms where like people are engaging with me, and I feel like I'm kind of getting to know these people, and it's actually where I've met a huge amount of the people that I know. Like, in fact, the biggest gate that was open to me was Castleton when it came to like, my window into the wider world of TTRPG creation. And like I answered a random thread on Threads when they first started, and then AJ hit me back and was like, "Yeah, absolutely, come on in." Blah blah blah, and it was just that like openness and willingness to like engage with the community that like created that for me. So, yeah, that's what's up. That's really the big difference for me. Also, I enjoy posting pictures on the internet. And
you have some really cool pictures. And I know we're going to talk about a little bit of cosplay and stuff that you do, because some of the pictures are like you said, hot boy stuff. Like
just is what it is.
It is what it is. And and when it is good. So there you are. But I want to touch a little bit of what you just said about how you foster those relationships on the social media, on the different social media platforms. How do you manage then when you comes to parasocial relationships where it's people are a part of your community, but they assume they know you through this, when it's just one aspect of your life that they're being exposed to?
I've been very blessedly insulated from a lot of that.
Okay.
I don't I've had a few people in my time on Threads specifically that have like sort of reached out, and like people are like, "Oh, I feel like we'd be awesome friends," and like da da da, like I'd love to be friends with you, or I want to blah blah blah, like I want to this, that, and the other thing. And there's been like some weird people out there, but like as far as that, don't engage. I'll block people if they need to be blocked. It's I'm not so prolific that it's become that big of an issue yet. Awesome. Yeah, that's really how that stands. Yeah. Oh,
that's good. Do you have, if that ever happens, but God forbid it ever happens, do you have a plan in place for if something happens in person where you
don't engage? Okay. Honestly, I'll take a page out of Chapel Roan's book and be like, "Hey, I'm not that bitch. You are definitely messing with the wrong one. You don't know me. I am entitled to my privacy. This is the wrong lane that you're in right now. And you need to recognize that. Like, this is a weird parasocial relationship. I'll call it out. Goodbye."
Awesome. That's a great plan. So as people know you as a TTRPG performer, you're on Castleton, you're in a couple other different places, Atheum as well. No one ever thought that being a performer on Twitch is a career choice. It's not even a thing. Like, people were like 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, people were like, "What do you mean you do this on Twitch? What's Twitch?" How do you explain that to people, and tell us how you decided that this is something I should do on a regular basis?
It's tough explaining it sometimes. I live in a place in the world where like my social circle outside of the people on the internet don't really understand it at all. They're like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Hey, I have appointments and I have meetings and I have stuff that I need to do. And I need to plan around that. So I'm going to need X amount of time off, or, hey, I can't meet up that day. I have plans this." Then people will ask me like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I'll have to explain. I'm like, I'm about to go and get into full plate, and I'm going to act like, I'm going to act like a half giant on the internet and speak in a funny voice. And like, that's, and the entire time I'm going to be talking about like social change in a fantasy realm. And I'm going to be talking about like slaying people and all this kind of stuff. And so when people ask me, I typically tell them I'm a performer on the internet. I entertain people, and it is a form of theater.
Okay.
That is the closest thing that I can really equate it to. I know it's not the same.
Yes.
There's parallels, but it's not equivalence. So yeah, that's sort of how I explain it to the people that are outside of the sphere. But a lot of my social circle is gracious enough. It's gracious enough that a lot of my social circle is in this world. So it's not, it's not so hard to navigate.
Right. Okay. That's look, because it's one of those moments I've tried to like explain just Dungeons and Dragons, and that by itself is difficult. Then to explain Twitch on top of it, you're like, okay, listen.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, okay, wait. And so speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, though, it's also we've niched down even further. I know it's one of the most popular things, one of the most popular TTRPGs. It's well known, despite people not knowing exactly what it is. Why that? Why not like Kids on Bikes or Thirsty Sword Lesbians? I could say it today. Or or Shadowrun or something like that.
I actually don't play that much Dungeons and Dragons these days. Speaking of, I'm not the hugest fan of Dungeons and Dragons. As a rule, I'm quite adverse to like more crunchy systems, and I know a lot of people will be like, "Well, it's good for intro players," which I disagree with as like in a very broad way.
Okay.
But like my preferred systems like these days are more rules light, more role play heavy. I enjoy Powered by the Apocalypse. I enjoy things that are made with the Cypher system. I love Old Gods of Appalachia. I love. I'm currently going to be pivoting a lot of my content to World of Darkness and running like Vampire the Masquerade and Werewolf the Apocalypse and things like that because I think that narrative systems that empower the player to make big cinematic swings with their characters without all of this pomp and circumstance and rules and rubric behind them, and more of like a negotiation between storyteller and player is a far superior way to play TTRPGs. There is no right way to play TTRPGs, but I think the best way is to communicate with your players about the expectations and the wants of the table when it comes to like levels of intricacy and crunch and setting. And I'm privileged to have players that trust me to the point where I'm like, I am going to run a system that is this. And if you trust me, I promise that I'm going to deliver narratively in a way that is going to be satisfying to you. So I get to play with systems like Vampire the Masquerade, like Blades in the Dark, like any of the Forged in the Dark systems, Call of Cthulhu, some of the stuff by the 2D20 systems from Modiphius. I'm a huge indie TTRPG enthusiast. And I've tried to really back away from Dungeons and Dragons as a whole. In fact, I would even suggest people that are playing Dungeons and Dragons to try some of the Dungeons and Dragons like hacks that are out there that are made by some of the better studios, like the better publishers like Cobalt Press and their Tales of the Valiant. It's so good.
I love Cobalt Press.
I love Cobalt Press. So like if they're going to be, if you're going to be looking for something like that, or even, oh my God, Dragonbane. Yes. If you're looking for a good fantasy streamlined.
I heard about it.
Yeah, if you're looking for a good streamlined TTRPG that's like Dungeons and Dragons, you can get into them. They do exist, but if you're looking to play Forgotten Realms or like Greyhawk or something like that, and you want to play, good old fashioned Dungeons and Dragons, I don't hold it against you. I do implore you to, expand your horizons.
Find something else. So, since we're speaking of Wizards of the Coast, I do have I want to ask this. They have done some recent and not so recent things, from the OGL debacle to changing how they do D&D Marketplace and the a la carte system to using AI to GM, as they say, even though they backed away from that. A lot of different things they've done. What is your thoughts on how corporations, especially gaming corporations, are doing these things seemingly as a money grab or for their stockbrokers and making it less palatable for their consumers that love the games that they produce?
Wizards of the Coast specifically, and Hasbro, their parent company, which is responsible for a lot of the pressures that are being put on Wizards of the Coast to incentivize so many things. They're commodifying micro elements of their rule system to the point where it's becoming unrecognizable to the game that we played, 10, 15 years ago. I think it's despicable, the way that they're conducting themselves in like a financial way.
Yep.
They are robbing people of the ability and accessibility of the systems that are being played. The use of AI is reprehensible in a extreme way. It's just I don't agree with the vast majority of choices that they've made in the past 10, 15 years. I mean,
oh wow.
When I'm looking at things like the like D&D Beyond and how they're like charging such a large amount for their new subclass.
Yes. Oh my God.
I think
much money.
Ridiculous.
It's so much money.
Yeah, it's like so much money for the and like the ill rigor. Yeah, like it's things like that. Coming out with hard copies of the book and then not giving a PDF with it, or stuff like that, and making you pay for it twice. It's eliminating accessibility to your materials. It's alienating audiences that might not have the funds to do stuff like that, and all in the sake. I mean, like, they're padding their shareholders' wallets. Don't get me wrong; like they're making money hand over fist, but it's that whole old. It's like there's no good billionaires. Like
exactly.
Yeah, like if you truly look at it through any sort of critical lens, it's just a shameless money grab.
Yes, 100%.
When it comes to like any of the decisions that they've made in the past X amount of years. I mean, and they've had quite a few really terrible rollouts, like their virtual tabletop that they're trying to integrate is poorly executed. The D&D 5.5 2024 2025 now, which they've switched it to. They keep switching names. Unearthed Arcana being used to sort of play test a game, which they have like infinite funds. They could just have many people play test their stuff and like get feedback and all of this different kind of stuff, but they're just shilling it out to the people and expecting feedback. I don't agree with. I like their products. I respect the artists that make the art. I respect the writers that come in and do all the writing for them. As a parent company that is in the business of just making money, I think the decisions that they've made are despicable and are wholeheartedly just poor.
Great take. So do you think then, if you were in charge over at WotC or even Hasbro, if you were CEO, they decided to, tomorrow, listen, Aaron, we need you to run this for us. What would you have done differently? Like, what would you do differently over there?
I would introduce profit sharing to the entire company. I would eliminate the use of AI immediately. I would integrate PDFs with every single physical copy purchase. I would make the cost far lower. I would I would make sure that the contractual obligations to the shareholders are not like such a gross increase of value every single year to year. Like the fact that the company is beholden to the shareholders to the point where they need to like commodify subclasses and like completely just like destroy the actual value of those classes by making them $30. I would integrate third-party content near immetitally. I have a million different things that I would do, but honestly,
so essentially become a hero of every TTRPG game player in the world.
I would restructure it from the ground up is what I would do. I think they've made so many grave mistakes that it's just I would also release 6th edition and call it that and not fucking, wring my hands about it on what to call it.
Exactly. You keep changing the name 2024, 2025, 5.5.
So weird.
D&D 1, 5.5E. Like, oh God. So.
Yeah.
you're also an actual player. You are a part of Castleton, Atheum, a few others that I'm probably missing. How do you keep up with all those actual plays? Like, especially Castleton, which is so huge. Atheum, which is very, very intense. I love Atheum. Hi, Whitney. So how do you keep up with all that and then still be able to, one, keep the characters straight, but also give such good performances across those different platforms?
Honestly, it's been practice is like the number one thing that I recommend. It hasn't always been that way. I started taking performing as a TTRPG performer seriously, probably like around the same time as I started my own channel. So it was like, okay, we're going to give it a little bit more sincerity. I will, take notes from the other actual plays that I see, and also just from classic cinema. And we're going to do, the most to try to bring value to the tables that I'm sitting at. As far as keeping them straight and keeping the characters straight, again, it's really just practice. I've been doing this since I was 16 years old.
Whoa.
I haven't missed a week of play since then. Like, I was the forever GM.
Oh, wow.
And as that, like, you're wearing 10 different hats a night, different NPCs, silly voices for this person, that person. You keep notes, you make sort of like, I'll do playlists and mood boards and all sorts of stuff to like stay in character and to create mood for those characters, and then I kind of stick to those things. Honestly, it's just when I sit down and I'm in costume and I think about the character that I'm going to be playing, it's kind of like immersing myself in a different person, and I try to live in that experience the best that I can. I give it the gravity that I think it deserves, because
you said the right thing, because you not only just play the character, you don't just come on screen, you get into full costume, you get into serious you get into your character. Not a lot of people, when they're doing actual plays, actually find the persona of that character. One, how are you affording this? Because I don't understand. I'm so perplexed. Like he has a different outfit almost every freaking action. How? That's one. Two, like, it has to be a ton of fun, but is it part of like your development of the character, or is it just something that you do for fun?
Both. Well, the way I afford it is good credit. I don't know. I've been collecting for a long time, though. I was a LARPer long before I was a TTRPG performer. So like I have a lot of like costumes in the backlog that I can kind of like pull from. I increase that costume closet every day as to the best of my ability. I thrift. I'm frugal about certain things, but like when it comes to like big pieces like armor and swords, I like at any given time, like I'm like, it's,
oh my god!
Like I've got swords just nearby. I'm so flabbergasted. I've got another one. Like what? Like this one's a little fancier.
Like, what is happening?
I've just got armor sitting nearby. Like we've got, it's. I have assets. And the way I afford it is I've collected over time. I have a full-time job that pays decently well for what I do. Outside of all of this TTRPG stuff, TTRPGs don't pay that much.
Sure do.
Performers. Fucking true story. But like the other than that, it's like as far as the what it does for me, it's for the fun of it. I love dressing up. It's one of my favorite things to do, but it does help me immerse myself in the character. When I'm wearing armor, when I'm, when I have a sword strapped to my back, when I have, a funky hat on and makeup and all of those different things, and they're like, they're making me look the part as well as like, just sitting in the part. It helps. Like I feel more connected to the person I'm trying to embody because I look the part. So it's it's twofold. Like it's fun, but it also immerses.
I love that. I love that. I mean, you just mentioned, listen, TTRPGs don't pay bills. If you are,
they sure don't.
If you are somehow surviving just on TTRPGs, tell us all how, because help us. But it's still considered professional TTRPG performing. Why be a professional? Why not just stay as a hobbyist, stay as something like something I do occasionally? Why, expand so much across so many different platforms as a performer?
So I'm of two minds about this one, and it's like the word professional gets thrown around a little bit.
Yes.
And people will call themselves a professional, and that's all well and good, but anyone can say that. I think it's about like it's about connection. It's really like who you know, who you can get involved with, what the value is that you bring to the table. Are you coming onto a project? Like as a TTRPG performer, a lot of the times if you come on and you're going to wear like 3 hats for the project that you're going to be a part of, like maybe you will get a little bit of a paycheck. Like, oh, hey, I'm coming onto this project. I'll be the editor, lead artist, and I'm also a performer. Or like I'm going to be, I'll come on and I'll GM on the channel, and I'm also going to do the scheduling, and I'm going to be doing some of the tech directing in the background, and et cetera, et cetera. Like, you wear a lot of hats. And being saying a professional TTRPG performer it's a little bit too all encompassing. Yeah. And I don't know if that's like the right thing to say. Yeah. It's hard to say. Like, how do you know when you make it?
It's one of those things.
How do you know to call yourself a professional? Yeah, I think that after a certain amount of time and a certain amount of production and accolades from your peers, especially people that are in the scene with you, if they say, "Yeah, no, he's a pro," or, "Oh no, they're a pro," like yada yada, and you get like, I think I would consider myself a professional. Let's say, if like Whitney, if like AJ. Like if someone like Mandy, if, like discerning individuals that have a very good eye for professionalism in the space, if they call you a professional, maybe you're a professional. But I think it's kind of hard to call yourself one. Yeah, I don't know if that's like a title you get to just give. Right. So why would I yearn for something like that? Oh, it feels good. It feels nice to say pro. I don't know if I'm there yet.
Okay. I mean, look, you're like you mentioned Whitney, and you're Whitney's channel, so
Whitney's so cool though.
Anybody that can make such beautiful like pieces of art,
I know
that you get to like play with, and it's an amazing DM and an actual performer, and they're on their channel. I think the title of professional should be in front of your...
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
With all that you've been doing, you said you've been doing since you're 15. What is one of the worst sessions that you've ever done, and what did you learn from it?
That's a big question. Honestly, I used to get stoned a lot. And like before I did anything online or anything like that. And I honestly think like some of the like sessions where like nothing went anywhere. And like if you're gonna tell a story, tell it. Give it the gravity that it should have. You want to have a good time at the table. Treat it with a little bit of fucking respect.
Yes.
For the medium. So like that's the lesson I really learned. Like I used to not take it seriously. So like, and it's okay to have a funny game. It's okay to have a silly game. It's also okay for things to like sort of like dissolve, and it's just friends having fun at it. That's also totally fine. You can all just be eating pizza and shooting the shit. And you don't actually have to roll dice. But like, I think. I bucket. I think the I think one of the key things that I've learned from sessions like that, I can't pinpoint exactly one,
right?
But like sessions like that is like, it never feels good to have no direction.
Yes.
And to have everyone around the table and you're just kind of like sitting there and it's like a disrespect of time.
Yes.
And
yes.
it's like, and it's just like meaningless and it peters out and, you know, you're not, like everybody's sitting there
flailing. Yeah.
Yeah. Having a phone, like, people having their phones at the table, I don't mind whatsoever, as long as, you know, you're in the moment.
Yeah, as long as you, not only that, I don't mind if you're using your phone as part of the game.
Totally.
But if you're texting someone who has nothing to do with this, like that seems really not only disrespectful to people at the table, but to the person you're texting. So are we really, you know, by the way, Bucket, I love menaces, so totally be a menace tonight. I'm okay with it.
Bucket is a menace.
I'm okay with
in the best way.
Perfect. See, that's perfectly fine with that. I do not behave. I love you guys. TTRPG streaming, specifically, unfortunately, D&D for some people, because some people do love D&D. It's slowly growing this like huge following, not only on Twitch, but on YouTube and other social media platforms. So you could go on Threads right now and put in TTRPG threads and a slew of things will come up. What do you think this new popularity that is growing so fast will do to the way TTRPGs are played and presented?
I think to be so okay. So I've slandered Dungeons and Dragons enough tonight. Like I've said my piece. Dungeons and Dragons is still great.
Yeah.
And I think it's an amazingly great way to get started in the actual space if that's the exposure that you get.
Right.
So with the sudden explosion of popularity, the fact that it brought in like that Dungeons and Dragons or Wizards of the Coast brought in through TTRPG is like $1 billion last year. It's going to mean more stories being told. It's going to mean more people getting into the hobby. It's going to mean more money flooding into the space that allows for individuals to make elevated content, to make stories that matter, to tell things like and to get inspired to like make different games, to just create. I think that it is. I think we're in like the zeitgeist of the TTRPG space right now is like a very excited experience.
Yes.
It's an incredibly like, people are critical of things that are happening. People are exhilarated by the excitement.
Yes, they are.
You know, people are purchasing things. They're making huge swings when it comes to content creation, especially when it comes to things like, actual plays.
Yes.
Where it's like, hey, if Wizards of the Coast, if Evil Hat, if Catalyst Game Labs, if Artel Saurian Games, if companies like that can get just a crumb of the money that Wizards of the Coast gets, and they get to sponsor, push out, and establish connections with people that are creating in the space. Then that just means like the quality of stories goes up, the quality of people goes up, and I think it's just an overall good thing for the entire TTRPG space.
I love that. So you said that you have a day job that affords you to be able to do this. Is there a plan in the future to be able to quit your day job and do this full time?
Always, but like I don't think it's feasible at the moment. But like, so I've said this, I've answered this question a few times. It's like, hey, blah blah blah. If everything's going so well and so swimmingly, and you're making all these connections and you're doing all these things and blah blah blah, you're getting invited out to things and da da da. When's the day job stopping? Probably never.
Right.
But the things that I want it to be able to afford us is being able to travel as a group, being able to afford accommodations for everybody, being able to go and meet other people. What I want the money that the channel brings in to be able to do is help me and my closest friends and peers to tell better stories with awesome people. That's what I want the money to do. I can work my 40 hours a week, do my whole thing outside of all of this. And then if I can come home and earn enough extra to accommodate all of me and my closest, to go and tell the best stories possible with the coolest people on the planet, I'm the happiest man on the, the happiest man in the world. I want, like, we're being flown out in October, us as a troupe, to a convention out in British Columbia this coming October. So like that's being afforded to us, which is super, super cool. We're going to be reaching out to other locations to have the exact same thing. We're going to be running games. We're going to be elevating the space. This is the thing that we do. We tell stories. Right. And if they don't have a space for that, we want to create a space for that.
That's amazing.
So that's what I want the money to do. That's what I want. Right. Any currency that comes in, I want it to be able to take us around the world to tell cool stories.
Oh, that's amazing. That would be like the ideal. Like, yes, I have to go to a day job, but ideally this would be what I would that's would be so much fun just to go like, hey, you want to go on a flight? Sure. So how do you then balance like the adulting everyday 9-to-5 job and then coming home after you, like you said before, guys, I can't hang out tonight. I have a recording to do. I have a 4-hour recording.
How do I balance it?
Yes.
Barely. That's so real. I have 2 jobs essentially.
Oh, wow.
Is what it runs down to. Like, so, in my day job, I do my thing. I work my 9 to 5. Awesome. I come home. I am the editor, the tech director, the overlay asset artist. I am the lead GM and the social media manager, scheduler, producer, the whole bit. I am basically everything for the channel that I'm on, as well as perform in other channels. So I don't really have that much balance in my life when it comes to like things like that. But it's the things, these are the things that I love to do. Like this does not feel like work. This doesn't feel like a job.
Right.
So, when it comes to loved ones and making time for that, I have to be very intentional. I carve out that time. I ensure that I'm fostering those relationships and that people feel loved and all of those things. But really, there's not a hell of a lot of balance. I throw everything I can into what I make, and it's paying off.
It sure is. It's 100% paying off because people are totally tuning in to not only your channel, but everywhere that you seem to be landing. Like, oh, I know that guy, So, totally so much fun too. You're also an advocate for and an ally for representation of diverse tables in the TTRPG space. What do you think the future looks like for intersectionality in the TTRPG community as people are endeavoring to put more people of color and Black people and women into their space?
So I'm going to quote Matt Stormcrow. Shout out to Matt Stormcrow for this thought. This is not a unique thought to me. So white people like me, we have had the privilege of being comfortable at essentially every table that we sit at for the entire length of TTRPG actual plays. Like the big shows started as mostly casts of just white people, et cetera, et cetera. So in the current political climate that we sit in, and the sort of dissection and deconstruction of DEI within spaces that we can't control because we aren't in systems of government, we can't be quiet anymore about these things.
I love that.
We don't have the privilege of being quiet about diversity in the places where we frequent. I can't control my billion-dollar workplace,
right?
When it comes to diversity within that workplace. However, I can 100% go loud and say, hey, I am not playing at a table that has less than 50% POC representation or queer representation or just marginalized people at the table. We've had our turn. White people have done. We have such intense representation within the space. So when people of color are underrepresented, as a showrunner, it is literally my responsibility to make space for people of color to come to the table and feel comfortable and play games with us and be represented in the public eye. Like I run a show, and it's kind of like a very quiet but out loud thing to have just white people on your show. to be blunt, unacceptable at this point as a showrunner. So I think the future is very good if people take the responsibility and they call out all white casts as they see them, all straight casts, all cis casts. There's enough cis white dudes on the internet making content. So the future's good if we're responsible with it. And if there's people like me, if there's people like Matt Stormcrow, if there's people like Jason Carl, like like the folks over at Dimension 20, we could all be doing better. But I think it's a step in the right direction.
I love that. Especially like when you say that you could turn on Twitch and at any given point go, that's not what I want to watch because I've seen it already. And this endeavor to make people more welcoming is just one of the things where the community seems to be, more than other communities, more inclusive. What example can the gaming community at large, not just TTRPGs, but video games, board games, stuff that usually happens on Twitch, what example can they take from what the TTRPG community is doing, especially as they tend to be less group oriented and more individualistic?
Repeat that. I'm sorry. I kind of.
That's okay. So a lot of times you'll see, if you go on Twitch, you'll see, especially if you go like gaming channels, you'll see, like you said, same as on D&D channels, a lot of cishet white males. As a gaming community, because they do have a community, how can they take a page from the TTRPG community to affect more intersectionality and diversity in the gaming community?
Oh my gosh. So first and foremost, stop expecting POC to educate you on how to do these things. You need to go and read literature. You need to go and get educated. You need to go Google. You have the entire breadth of human information in your pocket at all times. A simple Google search is how I started to educate myself on the fact that I have such intense privilege that, I can't. Without education, I can't properly affect change.
Right.
So educate yourself. That's number one. You're a white man that's making white man content on the internet. Just educate yourself. Simple Google search. There are multiple completely free documents out there from incredibly influential people in the space of intersectionality that will have written word that you can educate yourself with about these things. Things that you would have never think about. Microaggressions, internalized racism, things that you just don't even think about. Yeah. So what can you do to affect change in the gaming sphere? Get educated.
I love that.
Get educated and be accountable and actionable to that. So I had an all-white cast for an entire year, and just didn't even think about it. Right. It was my best friends. It was, people that I had, some of them are people that I had pretty well grown up with, and they were my D&D group. So of course, that's what I'm going to put out onto the internet. It's these are the people I can trust to show up and perform and yada, yada. And then it took me educating myself, seeing discourse online, becoming sort of just aware of the fact that there is such a disparity of diverse faces within the TTRPG space. That I'm a part of the problem. So we're going to pivot. We're going to cancel the show that I'm doing with the all white cast. We're going to make the really hard choices. And sometimes you just got to accept the fact that this isn't going to be easy. I've had it easy. So let's get a little bit uncomfortable together and make change.
So there's your channel points bucket, because I want you to ask your questions. So with all the change, we talked a little bit about AI earlier. So we're going to touch on AI now, because it is a hot button topic, especially in not only in the creative space, but in tech, in regular municipalities are starting to use it. A lot of corporations are starting to incorporate it. with the growth of AI and companies wanting to use that technology more and more to either replace workers or to quote unquote enhance their workforce, what role do you think AI plays in the TTRPG community and the future of how the games are going to be played?
Doesn't.
Oh, really? Especially like
Absolutely
with
not.
companies like Wizard of the Coast.
Absolutely not. If you're using, okay, so artificial intelligence as a creative tool that takes away the creative element, it's just scraping artist information. It is not true creation. It is theft. And I think it being used in a creative way to like GM or create maps or do art for source books and stuff like that, despicable. It is wholeheartedly an evil practice. You're taking jobs away from creatives that have put their entire lives into it. And you're literally robbing them.
Yeah.
Do you want to, I guess, I can't even, maybe like character sheet integration, like, you could like speak a command into the phone to like make a dice roll or something. I actually don't know what kind of form it would be in, but like when it comes to artistic expression and like the creation of fine art materials, it's an entirely unforgivable sin, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's no space for it. And companies like Wizards of the Coast that put out AI content on their Magic the Gathering cards, on their TTRPG promotional material, et cetera, you're robbing artists. You are thieves.
Yes.
And what you're doing is going to very likely go down in history as something despicable. You're villains.
Okay. I mean, I know I've had other guests who say that people who have disabilities or who are neurodivergent sometimes will use AI to clarify their own creation. So they will stick their creation into AI in a way to clarify or to make it more palatable for the rest of the world. Do you think that AI can be used ethically within the community if it's used as a tool to help people who need it?
I absolutely think that if it is being used for accessibility, that it could be. But if it's being used to, when you say clarify, I will stick to my guns on this one and say that if it is being used to create something artistic that somebody that is disabled would not be able to create on their own, I think that all of the billions of dollars that are being funneled into AI generation could absolutely be used to pay human artists to create art for disabled people.
Yeah.
I think it's just mismanaged funds.
Yeah.
You could, instead of robbing artists, put money into the hands of artists from AI incentive programs, and it would be a lot more wholesome. It would benefit two parties if you had a wonderful artist that was dedicated to creating character art or whatever is in their imagination, a custom accessible character sheet or application for somebody that was disabled and needed better accessibility. I think that trumps AI every single time. Okay,
fair. 'Cause when I say people are using AI, more along the lines of I know people to write out a full campaign or a full story or something they've written, but because of their neurodivergency or because of educational limitations or mental health limitations, it's not clear or it's not refined enough to be put out into the public. Some people have taken their work, plugged it into AI, and it has been, I guess, moved around to be more clear. Is that an ethical way or ethical use for accessibility for people who use it in that sense?
I'm going to go right back to what I said. I think you could absolutely have a couple of, you could have multiple aids. So here's the disparity for me when it comes to that. $500 billion.
Oof.
You know what I mean? Like, just imagine that number. Just imagine that number. How many professional writers, editors, well-trained individuals, how many programs that are specifically centered around accessible education and refinement of writing processes for disabled people could you construct for that? The public school system and even the private school system gets nowhere near that amount of funding.
Yes.
So I think that you could invest in people instead of AI, and you could enrich far more than just an application in your pocket.
Oh, I love that.
And it's also, again, not robbing writers. I think that I cannot imagine an avenue where investing in people is better, is worse than investing in AI. It just doesn't seem ethical to me at all. Like it's just the sheer amount of money that's being put into artificial intelligence could be put right into the hands of hardworking, creative individuals with programs incentivizing them and literally paying them to help disabled and people that have less access to refinement of the work. Like,
I love that.
Sitting down with someone or having online consultations if they can't sit down in person or anything like that, or have like chat logs open up. I can think of probably 50 things off of the top of my head that would be as accessible as AI in your pocket should you put the money into it. The problem is you don't profit off of that. You can't weaponize that. So that's where the problem lies. I don't think AI in its current form being used for creative purposes is ethical in any way. That cannot be replicated by human beings.
Oh, I love that. I love that answer. That's a great answer. I love that so much. That is so getting clipped. So it's so getting clipped. It's said that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And a lot of people, when they meet performers, actual players, tend to kind of idolize what they do and want to mimic or emulate what they're doing in the social media space. What advice would you give someone who comes to you and says, I want to do what you're doing, how you're doing it? How do I go about doing that?
I think you need to, it's going to sound cheesy and so cliche, but like you need to create. You need to take those first steps. You need to make mistakes. You need to put things on the internet, but truly the one thing that'll set you apart and the one thing that can actually give you that leg up, networking. And I hate to say it.
Yeah.
Talk to people. Show people your things. Be confident, but not aggressive. Be assertive with your assumption of your worth, but don't insist upon yourself. Just create and try to show as many people as you can what you create. Collaborate with people that you admire, and be safe and be mindful about what you're making. You want to be really successful as well. Make your players comfortable at the table. Use safety tools. Use safety tools. Have discussions about content. Those are the hallmarks of what I do.
I love that. I love that. So, you just talked about networking and being able to create and then be able to network yourself and talk about your work. A lot of people find that to be an uncomfortable experience. Walking up to someone and going, "Hi, my name is," and being able to sell yourself without being pushy. Do you think that it is to the benefit of someone new to go out to actually learn how to network, to pay someone to teach you how to do this? Or is it just something that you have to practice to do and hope that you don't misstep?
I got lucky. I've been I've done customer service and, public relations and stuff like that for my company for like a long time. So I have the privilege of knowing how to speak to people. I grew up in a way that allowed me access to speaking to people publicly. So like I have certain privileges myself that allow me to have the tools that were kind of necessary when it comes to starting out fresh. If you are uncomfortable speaking to other people about your work, maybe focus on the quality of your work.
Okay.
Maybe have other people reach out on your behalf. Maybe your work will speak for itself and you just need to push it out there. Okay. But when it comes to other stuff like that, collaborate. Ask for an ad read on somebody else's channel. Have an ad read on your channel. Expose your audience to other people. Be a rising tide. Show people what stuff that you love on the internet, and I think that a lot of that positive energy and love will come back to you.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And Mika said, I tried to, yeah, exactly. Like introduce people like, you should know this person. I love that. So it's always one of the best things. So I want to switch gears. Great. Mika's adorable. I want to switch gears a little bit. Just kind of fun. If you invented magic, whether in the world that you created or in real life or in TTRPGs, how would it be different from the systems that we're accustomed to using? And how would you make it better?
That's tough. That's a big one. So, I have forever and a day enjoyed so I've thought forever that like Star Wars had a really interesting take on like how their mysticism worked or whatever, right? It's like your midichlorian count and the physicality of your body and like all of those sorts of things.
Yeah, so, the centering and all that. Right. Yeah.
Super didn't like the whole like aspect of privilege where it's just like I was born with more midichlorians and therefore I'm better than you and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
So I think if I was going to have a magic system, I would enjoy everyone having the same amount of potential. Like call the system, call it mana, call it chi, call it whatever you'd like. But like everyone is born with the exact same amount of X, and it's about what you do with that, whether you manifest it as, whatever your practice, whatever your paradigm happens to be, whether it's like will working through tools, whether it's tattoo usage, whatever, there could be 1,000 different forms of how magic can manifest, but it's like how you do it and it's the refinement of that and it's like innovation. And I think having that sort of like floating, almost Mage the Ascension style of like magical freedom where nothing's perfect and it's all about will work. And it's about discipline, and it's about what you believe in. It's faith, and it's the public opinion about how magic should work and how you can shift that. I think that's nearly a perfect magic system, and it's how I want to implement it.
Oh, now see, you know what you just did. Like now you have to go sit down and write this out and make this a thing.
It's a 600-page document. It's Made the Ascension. It's on my shelf somewhere. Like that's pretty well stolen right from it. But that's how I would do it. I think the system is too good to ignore. So
thank you for coming, Mika. We'll see you soon. And you're next. Bye, Mika. You're next. If you and your friends, Bucket's in here being an absolute fun person. If you and your friends are stuck on a desert island and all you had was TTRPGs, I'm going to change the question a little bit. For 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, what setting are you running?
Setting?
Yeah. For what game and then what setting?
Oh my god. Put me in a corner. Holy shit. Okay. Oh man, you're making me god. It's Sophie's Choice. You're making me pick a kid. Holy shit. Okay. Honestly, it's probably Forged in the Dark. Okay. Oh god, no, it's not Forged in the Dark. There's more fluid systems than that. Damn.
Well, think about this. You're on say you're on a boat or you're on a ship or something, and there's a shipwreck, and you can only grab that one game. I
can only grab one game. What am I grabbing?
Yeah. You're going to be on a desert island. Like, you guys have to survive and eat. After you've eaten and gotten your shelter, you have 12 hours a day to kill,
I'm going to want something that you can add crunch to. It's probably Forged in the Dark, honestly. And the reason why I say that is because it's so flexible and it's narrative driven. It has enough crunch that you can add almost anything to it. Like, that's one hot. I think it's either going to be Forged in the Dark. I think Powered by the Apocalypse is way too. It's either that. Okay. Oh god. Okay. I'm flipping a coin here. Okay. It's going to be. If I'm grabbing for one, it's either going to be the Kids on Bikes or it's going to be Forged in the Dark. It's gotta be one of the two. And then for setting, like I have to choose a setting forever. You can't forever.
Okay, I'll give you this. Choose a setting and you have to play that setting for 3 to 6 months and then you get to switch.
World of Darkness.
Okay.
Yeah, it's World of Darkness, and I can say that with my whole chest.
Okay.
Because like I could create hacks for Kids on Bikes or for Forged in the Dark. If I had to pick one, it's going to be Forged in the Dark. The clock system is freaking just yeah. But like World of Darkness, because then you can play Vampire the Masquerade. Then you can play. It's also the setting that I know. Other than realm. I was a huge fantasy nerd as a kid, but it's probably the setting that I know the best.
Okay.
Like I know the vampire lore, I know the mage lore, I know the werewolf lore, I know Hunter has like this much lore, but like it's I know it all well enough that I think I could run basically for 6 months at a time. I think I could run I'd run a vampire game, and then I would run a werewolf game, and then I would run a wraith game, and
awesome.
I would never touch Promethean because it's garbage. I would run I would run, and I'm looking directly at this camera right now, disconnected from all the other lore, and none of the other splats exist. I would run Demon the Fallen. I would do it. I'd run it with my whole chest, and it would be good. I just can't have it affect any of the other splats.
Okay.
If you know, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but which Forged in the Dark game? Probably Scum and Villainy. But
okay.
I'd have to hack it.
Yeah,
Blades in the Dark is good, but and if we're and I'd be hacking the system. I'd be making it my own for sure.
I mean, you've made your shelter, you've hunted for food, you have your things. Now it's time to play. So,
all right, everybody, it's time to be sexy vampires. That's what we're doing for 6 months at a time.
That's it. Look, okay, we have our hut. We're good. Let's go. Come on, let's go play.
Yeah,
I love that. I love it. So,
for sure.
I think that's amazing. I have to ask this question though. Mini collector. I already know you have costumes galore, but mini collector or dice goblin?
Dice goblin.
Oh, okay.
I used to be a mini collector. But then everything went digital.
Yes.
And I stopped collecting minis. There was no point to it anymore.
Right.
I still have some, but a lot of them have gone kind of the way of the dinosaur.
Yeah.
So I haven't used them. I've got a couple. I've given some really special people in my life some of the minis that really mean something to me. Some of the ones that I've used in fantastical campaigns that I've seen. And have seen combat and wonderful stories being told through them and stuff like that. So they're sentimental, but honestly, I'm sitting here and I'm holding a Smoking Glue Guns dice right now.
I love Whitney.
I'm holding one of these right now. The artistry that goes into these.
Yes.
I think the cottage industry that is artisanal dice creation is to be examined. It is, dice can have personalities appointed to them. You can get accessories like dice jails or towers or all of these different kinds of things that allow you to express yourself a little bit more through the random number generation that is TTRPGs. I love dice. I love dice very, very much. This little guy goes with me pretty well. I took it off my keychain a little while ago because the keychain broke, but this little guy goes with me everywhere. There are, there's little, come here, bam. There's these little guys. They're just little fellas,
Hi, babies.
They're just tiny. And just in case I ever need to roll some dice.
You never know. Exactly.
You never know. It's Dice Goblin through and through.
Oh, I love that. I think that's so adorable. So I have to ask this, even though you do different indie games, a lot of indie games do have a module type of setting though. Homebrew or modules? Which do you prefer? Homebrew. Oh, really?
Homebrew. Yeah. I think everybody should play modules at one point in their life. I think you should. I think you should experience what the people that have created the game think that an adventure should be within the setting. Yeah. I think that's an interesting thing to experience. I also think, by and large, that a huge amount of them are dog. They're just bad.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think
so many times
I think they're kind of just bad.
Yep.
So there's some huge examples of that not being the case. Pathfinder's Kingmaker is a fairly compelling adventure path. I think that I think Wild Beyond the Witchlight has some merit to it, but but then fizzles out in the back half. I sincerely think that everybody should experience a module, and then I think you should take that experience and you should use it to create something that is bespoke to you and your table.
Yeah, agreed. I want to kind of get back to your performing and your cosplay. When you committed to a table and committed to doing an actual play, how do you prep for that character? How, from the character creation to finally sitting down at session 0 and fleshing it out almost completely to session 1, how do you prep for that first line, that first word? How do you get to that point?
Okay, so we're gonna go back even before I even sign on to an actual play. I think that we're gonna pivot a little bit to intersectionality here.
Okay.
When it comes to signing on to an actual play performance. I have a document that I got from a very good friend. Shout out the folks at Roll D5.
Yes.
That I curated for myself.
Hi, Justin.
Essentially saying, hi, Justin. Hi, Mika. But like, I have a document that basically says, hi, thank you for considering me for an actual play performance. Before we get started, can I please get the composition of the table? If there is not a 50-50 at least POC representation, if there is not any marginalized folks of the group, I would bow out. And there is always that there is always an addenda at the very back end of that says, I am a cis white man and I recognize my privilege. And should there be a POC that comes and expresses interest in the seat that I have, I will gladly give that seat up. So that's step 1. That is step number 1.
I love that. I love that. So
yeah, and I put that out, and then I want to know who's going to be involved, et cetera, just so I know what I'm getting into. After we get to that point where I'm actually going to be sitting down at the table with folks, I will, I'll make a character for whatever system they're doing. Like I'll ask, setting questions and what the lore is and, what the campaign is going to be and all these sorts of different things. And then I'll come up with a concept, go back and forth with the GM and, the other players, make sure that we're not doubling up anywhere that makes people uncomfortable. We go over safety tools. I fill out my consent sheet. Shout out consent sheets, everybody.
Yes, always do a consent sheet.
And then I'll write a backstory. I'll do about like 1 to 2 pages of what my character is. I don't like to, too terribly hero code my character. I don't want to be the main character or anything, but I do want some content. I want something to chew on while I'm embodying the character. Then I'll think about designing a costume for them out of the costume closet. I'll figure something out in that direction. See if I'm going to be wearing armor.
I want to see this closet. You have no idea at this point.
It's a mess. No, you don't. Not right now.
I want to see this closet.
It's so brutal right now.
Look, if I can deal with this freaking room that I'm in right now with all the stuff that I have crammed in here from all the brain fart. I want to see this closet. Like I need to see. Oh my god!
Sure, I'll take a picture. I'll send it in the
closet's a disaster.
For sure, the closet is a disaster. Yeah, Mandy knows it's a disaster area. But it's clean. It's just messy.
That's okay.
So the and then after that, I'll figure out if I'm going to be doing an accent or anything like that. I'll practice that a little bit. I'll do some very specific lore dives on what my character is going to be involved in, and then I sit down and I role play.
I love it. Yeah. So, and I talked about this with a few of my guests before, but who are actual players, who do intense scenes or who do a lot of characters with intense scenes. How do you deal, if at all, with character bleed and how it comes over, if it does for you, and how do you mitigate that so it either doesn't happen, or if it does, you can roll back so that you become more of yourself again? Hi, Aetherius.
I think the best. So I don't experience a lot of bleed.
Okay.
That's real. I feel like I have a tremendous amount of practice when it comes to wearing a bunch of different hats and being a whole bunch of different people. I've been a GM for so terribly long. I need to embody a lot of people, and I've sort of been able to luckily, I've been able to disconnect from that experience very heavily. I also have my safety tools. Where I always feel safe embodying that character. It's okay. I allow myself to feel those intense emotions, but there is always that quiet in the back of my head that this is fiction, that these are fictional characters. I am privileged to be able to sit at a table and embody these, but I don't allow it to really affect my personal mental state beyond I'll feel intense for a little while, and maybe I'll need a couple of deep breaths or something like that in the immediate moments after a scene, but nothing really beyond that.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's such a great answer, because sometimes some people are just like, they don't have that coping mechanism to be able to pull back. And a lot of times a scene will go too far because they become so deeply ingrained in the character. When you're at a table as a GM and you see that happening with one of your players, what do you do to help pull them back if they're going too far?
So, robust safety tools. That is the answer. And you'll hear me talk about them a lot. There needs to be a general and genuine trust between player and GM, where you are going to put the things that you have problems with onto that safety list. That list is not gospel. It is not chiseled in stone. It can live, it can breathe, and therefore we have in the moment tools as well. You should absolutely be using things like the X card.
Yes, I love the X card.
You want to use the X card. You should have some verbal safety tools that you can use should people not be able to physically articulate in the moment. You can have words like red light or whatever. And that is what is supposed to be used to stop you from going too far.
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, which has happened in the past, you have a discussion about it. You keep that door open. You ensure that everyone at the table feels comfortable speaking to their personal experiences with everybody else at the table without judgment and without words. You can have that discussion. If it leads to somebody leaving the table, if it leads to big feelings after the fact, you can absolutely address those, talk through them, and articulate your feelings properly to anyone that needs to hear them. And, then you can move past them together. Time is a huge component in that. I think that signing on for a TTRPG experience that is going to have heavy themes and incredibly emotional moments, you are dedicating a certain amount of your time to potential fallout from those scenes. If you need to, I'm not a therapist. I am not a psychologist. I am not here to talk you through all of the traumas and triggering responses, but I can help. I can do my best to ensure that you feel heard and understood, and that we'll be able to move past this or potentially put a stop to it and move on safely. Players come before the game.
Yes.
Blanket statement.
Yes, I love that. I love that blanket statement. So then, as when you were a brand new DM, a brand new GM, what were some of the obstacles that you encountered or endured at your early tables?
When I was playing with my home group, when I was very young, we're talking about the classic issues, scheduling, people not being able to come together, people not understanding rules, role play being very, kind of secondary. Like we were all video game players. So, we were rolling dice to kill the goblin. Then some people never move on from that, and that's fine too, if that's the experience you're looking for. But the regular trials and tribulations of not really understanding the length and breadth of what TTRPGs can be for you. So those are the trials that I really had. Problematic behavior, people making off-color jokes and comments and stuff like that. And us being privileged white people, and no one at the table was really uncomfortable with it. Right. And then someone is. And then we reach the point where it's like, oh, we actually have someone at the table right now that is like a burgeoning queer person. We're all teenagers, but this person's just come out as whatever. And then somebody says something problematic. We're 16 years old.
Yep.
It's things like that, and growing through that, and like trying to be a better person from day to day. With those experiences, those are the problems that I had when I was like first starting. I think, and I don't think I'm unique. I think
everybody.
Everybody has those trials.
Everybody has something that happened. You're like, well, that's never going to happen again.
That's exactly it. It's just like, oh my God, lesson learned. I had no one to educate me that these things were problems, that yada, yada, yada. And then it's like, oh, there's hurt feelings. And then the onus of responsibility is upon the GM and the players to like take that, hold it, reclaim those emotions and grow as people. And that kind of speaks to the fact that like TTRPGs helped me grow as a person. Like, it let me embody certain like ideals that I wanted to live in. And,
I love segues. I love segues because I was just about to ask you, what is the most important life lesson you learned from gaming?
The most important lesson that I've learned from TTRPGs, from role-playing games is empathy. Okay. 100%. I had that in spades in my personal life, but honestly, opening up the conversation to have perfect strangers come to your table and be able to feel safe, heard, and seen. Empathy is the name of the game. Understanding is the name of the game. And also being able to speak out loud against people that are not extolling those virtues. It's that like cause no harm, take no shit.
Yes.
Sort of thing where it's like, I'm not doing any harm, but like if I see somebody that is doing harm, it's sort of my responsibility to like call that out or to nip it in the bud or speak to it. So empathy.
I love that. So I've always wondered this because a lot of people in the TTRPG community, especially actual players, professional DMs, people who do Twitch a lot, who stream a lot, they seem to have a inner strength, a personality that allows them to keep going. Do you think that there is a personality trait or strength that someone would need to work in this industry in order to be successful? And if so, what is it?
I think it's discipline for sure. I mean, like, there's a couple of things that you can do. I don't know if it does really come back. Discipline and discipline's really the one that that comes to mind the most fiercely. Don't disrespect other people's time.
Yes.
Show up when you're supposed to. Be clear and communicative when you can't make it to certain obligations. Put your best into what you're doing, and be committed to performing better, to be committed to growth.
Yeah.
I think is the biggest thing. Have some discipline, be committed to growing as a performer, whether that's like creating better overlays, whether that's getting better at editing clips and long form content, whether that is creating music, whether that's creating character art, whether that's actual performances where it's like you're working on your improv and you're going to classes, or you're working on voices. You say funny things to yourself in the mirror. You try different makeup for things. There's 100 different ways in which you can grow and improve as a performer, as a showrunner, as a tech director, but having the discipline to respect other people's time and put the effort into that growth, that's what you need to succeed.
I love that. So you spoke about this briefly before, but it's always something I believed as well, that people who stream specifically, or have a podcast or something like that, or have a social media presence, tend to be very talented, but undiscovered, or unknown producers, directors, actors, technical advisors, behind the scene tech, cameramen, all these different roles. Of all the things I've just mentioned, where do you see yourself in those roles, and do you plan on expanding into them into the future?
I do all of those things. But honestly, where I want to improve the most is content creation. And when I say that, I mean like video form content creation, consistency, and the an increase of volume of quality content being put out, like short form videos, like cool costumes, things like that. That's where I see myself diving further into. I have tried doing editing and improving my editing style. Almost drove me crazy. I would actually, honestly, if somebody walked up to me right now and was like, "Hey, I'll be your full-time editor. All you have to do is give me a kidney," I'm going one kidney for the rest of my life. So, like, I'm not doing that.
He's like, yeah, I hate it so much. It's one of the things.
So brutal.
It's so. I had decided one day that I was going to edit on stream, and when I tell you, my chat was like, "Please stop."
Yeah, I believe you. It's the worst.
They were like, "Please, you've been saying this word for 20 minutes. Please stop." It's so hard. I hate it. I pay someone to do it.
With you.
I pay someone to do it. I refuse. It's one of the things that I will come out of pocket and pay someone to do it. So yeah. I agree 100%. That shit sucks.
It does. Honestly though, like if I was gonna look into like where I want to like really improve to like where I want to grow into, I want to perform more. I know I'm already out there, and I'm doing stuff on Castleton and Atheum, and I'm on World E5, and I'm doing I'm doing stuff on the Grouch Couch from time to time. I show up on people's shows, and I'm doing things, and like it feels really good, and I'm making my own content on my own channel. But I want to play more games. I want to be in more games. That's what I really want to do.
Agreed.
Whether I have enough time for that, I don't know. But the reality is, I want to play more games on awesome people's channel. I want to make more stuff with people that I like. I want more time to make stuff with people that I really admire. Like I've been trying to make content with Omega for some time because he's an incredible performer. Like they have like Omega, they have a certain like brand of sincerity and gravity to like everything they do, and I want to play with them really bad. But like, we just haven't been able to line up. I want to be able to like make something with AJ in the future and like play a game with them as a player and like run a game for them. Like I want to play games. Yeah. And I want to play in games. And I want to dress up silly, make funny voices. I want to have intense moments. I want to role play. That's what I want to do.
I love it. I love that. I love that that's what you want to do. Like, so it feels so lovely, like that lovely childlike feeling. Like, I just want to play. You gotta love that feeling. Yeah. It's such a great feeling. A lot of people, when they say like they have an influence, people throw out celebrity names, like, oh, my biggest influence is some big celebrity. I don't name one, it doesn't matter. Hey, Tipsy Tiger, what is a big influence in your life, or that most people have never heard of, or who is minimally heard of?
Matt Stormcrow. I'll name drop him again. He is a LARP runner out of Texas, out of Austin. I draw a lot of influence from Matt Stormcrow. He is a wonderful individual. He has taught me a lot about role play, about safety, about intersectionality, about standing up for people's rights, about using my privilege for good, about like that quote about like, we don't have the privilege anymore to be quiet about our support and our allyship. We go loud now. That's a direct quote from him. I think he's probably one of my biggest influences within the TTRPG and ally space. Like don't get me like I'm queer, but I don't have I don't show those things. I'm not very openly about it. I present Republican as I do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so sorry, but like I don't. But that's sorry. Not. I know. But like, Republican. Yeah, but like
that is not where I would have went. I would have been like, okay, so you present cis heterosexual, but not Republican. Republican is not where I would have gone.
If you saw me at work, you'd understand. But like, oh God, it's just regardless. So I don't look, like someone that would be as vehemently an ally or vehemently a voice for those things. vehemently in support of the things that I am. But so you have to say it.
Yeah.
And even more importantly, you have to be about it. You can't just say it. You are actionable to the words that you're accountable to the words that you say. I can say all day long that I support the Black community, the Latinx community, et cetera, et cetera. I am going to have to be actionable about those things. I'm going to put those people in my shows. I am going to give them a voice. I am going to step aside and I am going to allow them to speak and shut the fuck up as a white man. There's certain, actionable things that I need to do to show it. And so do the rest of us. So and anyway, to go on a big ass tangent, Matt Stormcrow is the man that taught me these things.
I love that. Yeah. Matt Stormcrow is one of the people I'm constantly watching. I'm like, he's just so good. Like, it's such good content and just so like genuine and like from the heart, and like it means something, as opposed to people who are just saying things. You're like, I don't believe you. There are some people out there like they say stuff like, I don't believe you. You can tell. So, your favorite TTRPG of all time?
Favorite TTRPG of all time? It's I'm torn. So, like, I'm gonna break this up into two.
Okay.
Can I break this up into two? Because my favorite TTRPG setting of all time is Shadowrun.
Really?
Absolutely.
I love Shadowrun. It's so crunchy, though.
I love it. I love Shadowrun.
Adore Shadowrun.
If I could separate the rules from the lore, I would say that it's the perfect game. The rule set for Shadowrun is Catalyst. Are you hearing me? Bad. It's bad in a very just like blanket way. It's obtuse and it's hard to understand. I can't do it. So
it's so bad. Also, running like
take 6 hours.
Yeah. And also rolling like a bunch of D6s is irritating as hell. And I love Shadowrun. I do. I have the original book. I have the other editions, and I still hate playing it because I hate the rules. Like, but I love it.
My favorite though, I think if we're talking like, because I love Shadowrun a lot. Like I have a lot of love in my heart, and I read the novels, and it's amazing. And I've played the video games, and like I'm very much like in love with that setting a lot. I think my favorite, if I was going to pick like just one, it's Vampire the Masquerade. Truly.
You know what's funny? I love Vampire the Masquerade, but no one plays it anymore. I feel like.
Oh my gosh. Funny you should mention that. Check us out in March.
Yay! Guys, if you haven't been following,
you heard it here first.
Yes, yay! Great, good. I get to watch. Like, because I haven't played in years, and I love Vampire the Masquerade. So
shout out Jason Carl for inspiring me.
Absolutely, so good. What is one of your favorite tropes to either use or subvert in your storytelling?
I enjoy. Brendan could probably answer this one better for me because he knows my GMing style way better than I do. But I like to have very. That's a tough one. What do I like to subvert? A trope that I love is enemies to lovers. I'm a big fan of enemies to lovers. But I also enjoy, I don't know if it's really subversion at this point, but to have someone who seems innocuous turn out to be a villain. Like, I don't know how much of a subversion it is, but like truly, I enjoy having someone who seems innocent, innocuous, and like milquetoast, like very, very friendly, very sort of downplayed, and then it turns out that they're like Machiavellian. It's very much like I enjoy the subversion that is like the Kaiser Soze.
Oh, nice.
I enjoy the subversion where like Varys, like the spider from Game of Thrones, actually. You know what I mean? Like those are the characters that I really enjoy.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. That's definitely those are definitely ones. And yeah, Mandy, we are talking about the Chronicle now. I mean, we're bringing up BTM. I'm running it.
Oh gosh,
I've been hinting at it on Threads and Instagram for a hot minute.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's so good. I'm excited. Okay, excitement. Do you have any recommendations for creators to follow that are championing like positive change. So if a new creator came to you, it's like, who do I follow that is inspiring positive change in the TTRPG space? Who would you recommend?
Roll D5. Mm-hmm. The Mandy. Smoking Glue Guns. Mm-hmm. Transplaner. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Follow Connie Chong.
Yep. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
100%. Oh my God, there's Abria Iyengar. We're looking at Brendan Lee Mulligan for like strong anti-capitalist messages.
Yes.
If you want to look at like how to run a really, really strong table, Transplaner is fucking amazing for that. If you're talking about diversity and stuff, Whitney's doing amazing things. Mandy's doing amazing things with a commitment to diversity and inclusivity without tokenism. Yuri, tabletop tail spinners are great for that.
Yep.
Goblets and Gays.
You're like running down my follow list right now.
Yeah, like honestly, I feel like our social circles are pretty close to like that diagram's really close to a circle. Yeah. But yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, Winter's Tales. Obviously, big shout out to Winter's Tales. Boof. Yeah, those are kind of like the big highlights for me. Okay. Jason Carl, if you're not following Jason Carl, my gosh. The Ghostlight archives are coming out soon. And he does amazing work when it comes to telling stories through the lens of different cultures and individuals. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I think those are the highlights. I think, I could go on.
Like I literally can just go down my list.
I've really tried to keep my circle as
many should have been perceived.
It's goblets and
Mandy's
actually been specifically Mandy's in chat right now, and like they've been like a huge point of like to their own, like they've been a huge point of education to me.
They were on this
like,
channel and it's so good.
Like they've shown me like really like robust ways to sort of like take accountability for my privilege and like giving me great examples of people to follow. And like I followed their work for quite a long time, and the stuff that they do on Miss Lost is incredible. And like, sincerely, like there's people like very close to the folks that are probably watching this channel that you could watch right now that would educate on how to run a table properly. Yes.
I see what I wrote goblets. No, I put goblins. Sam's tired.
Goblins,
so guys, if you have any questions for Aaron, now is the time to ask him. Like, because I have one more question that I love to ask this question because it makes all my guests kind of go, wait, what?
Sure.
If you could perform or DM for anyone, dead or alive, real or fiction, up to 5 or 6 people, who would it be?
Abria Iyengar. George Carlin.
Okay. Ooh.
Richard Pryor.
Okay. Love this.
Brendan Lee Mulligan. Jason Carl.
Oh wow, nice! I love that. That's my 5. That's amazing table. I love that. So one more question before we go to our chat questions. Rule of cool or rules as written?
Rule of cool.
Of course. Of course. I love that.
Rules have a space. This is gonna be fucked up. He's in chat. I got a buddy, Trav McFiggins. He's my best friend in the world. His name's Brendan. He's one of my cast members. I love him very dearly. He is my best friend. He is my partner for life. I love that man. I love him so much. He's going to say I'm a son of a bitch because rule of cool, when it inconveniences him and when it inconveniences him.
He just told you. He's like, I'm listening to you, motherfucker.
Yeah, whatever inconveniences Brendan in the moment, whether it's rules as written or rule of cool, that's what I'm going with.
Oh, that's freaking awesome. I love that. I adore that. Can't confirm.
Yeah, oh fuck.
Okay, so we have some questions in our queue here. Deport Emil, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Aaron, have you ever played any games that you use the fate system? I think you would like Bulldogs just saying.
I've not. That's Deportamil. That is my homie Eric. He wants to run Bulldogs for me. He's very convinced that it's going to be good. I agree with him. No, I haven't played Fate. Yes, I think it's cool. I want to play it.
Oh, there you go. Question answered. Bucket the Goblin, who has been hilarious in chat tonight. Thank you for being here. Aaron, when is the next time we're going to see the wonderfully funny and chaotic Bucket the Goblin on your channel?
We talked about intersectionality here on the channel. Listen, I got a lot of white people in the roster. I'm adding melanin to the table in a non-token kind of way. I'm making connections. When there is a space for another cis white person at the table, you're in. I promise.
I love that. Tipsy Tiger, welcome in, asks, what's one game you haven't run yet that you're so ready to run in 2025?
Morkborg.
Okay, haven't heard that one.
Yeah, it's a rules light, very grim dark setting. It's like it has it's very like metal, very like it is built around like dark and brutal and like kind of silly. Like there's a goblin disease that like you get bit and you turn into a goblin. It's a little bit silly, but in a very dark and dire way. One of the instructions in the very back, right in the there's an instruction like right in the back that says when you're done reading this book, burn it.
Okay. I'm not burning something. I'm just bought.
Absolutely not. But well, some people have though. Well, here's the thing. I could see myself doing that. I could see myself buying a Morkborg book, running a module through it, and then burning it on stream. I would absolutely do that.
Okay, yeah, that's some great content. Yeah,
That's good content.
That's good content. True.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. Son of a bitch.
But that's the one. But like also any of the Exalted Funeral, Mothership, Morkborg, Cyborg, CBR, PNK, Blades in the Dark, Scum and Villainy. I could go on. Fallout. It's on my shelf. It sits on my shelf to remind me.
I see. That's awesome.
Those are the games I want to play.
I love that. And the Mandy, thank you. They're amazing. They were on this channel. I had a great interview with them. What's one TTRPG related question you wish was asked of you? I'm stealing that question. Thank you very much. It's going on the queue.
What's one TTRPG question you wish was asked of me? That's a tough one. That's very introspective. That's a fantastic question.
Yeah.
Actually, I would say I wish that someone would ask what the best way to uplift your fellow creators is. That is a question that I wish that I was asked, and I'll answer it.
Yeah, I was about to say, go ahead and answer that question.
I think that's one. Yeah, that's definitely a subject that I don't like. People talk about uplifting people. People talk about that all the time. That's something that you can say as much as you want. Like uplift your fellow creators. Like their content, share their content, comment on it. Appear on their channels, be genuine, speak out about the people that you enjoy within the spaces that you frequent, come about it authentically, speak to their strengths and their, what they're able to do, and call out people that you are seeing do wonderful things in the spaces that you're in, even if you're not adjacent to them. Like, there are people that I've never met in my entire life that I can say 100% that you should go and follow their stuff and take pages out of what they out of what they do. So when you're in spaces so speak to the strengths and the character of the people that you admire in spaces that are important to you.
Yep. I love that. So if you guys have any more questions, now is the time, because I'm about to ask one of the final questions. Tell us what we can expect from you in the next 3 to 6 months. Like, what is StoryDad going to do in the next 3 to 6 months? What is, in other words, Tabletop up to in the next 3 to 6 months? And what is Aaron up to in the next 3 to 6 months?
I'll answer those in order. So StoryDad's going to keep being the TTRPG nomad kind of guy. I'm going to keep making stuff on Veil of Atheum with Whitney. I am going to continue appearing on the Late Night Story Squad on Roll D5. I'm going to make more appearances on Grouch Couch for their improv quest as much as I can. I'm going to make as much time as I can to go and appear on other people's channels because I love playing games with those people.
I love that.
100%. That's what I'm doing. Another World Tabletop, my TTRPG channel, we're going to be doing, I mean, I guess I should probably just post the images of the stuff. It's happening in like, you know what? Like, what better time than in front of an audience? On March 8th, we are launching our VTM Chronicle, Sanguine Dominion. The cast is a group of incredibly talented individuals. I mean, I guess I can announce them. Now, like, why not? It's going to be myself as the storyteller. We've got Trap McFiggins, my buddy Brendan. He's my do or die homie. He's going to be playing on the Chronicle. The Mandy is on the channel as well. Going to be playing a character. Yeah, 100%. We've got Captain Sharmy, a wonderful individual from Miss Lost, an amazing role player. Then we've got Mr. Daryl Dorsey. He's going to be on the channel as well. And we got your boy Big.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we've got like some cool all-star awesome role players coming in to play Vampire the Masquerade starting March 8th.
That's
almost
amazing.
Every single bit of tech direction work is done. I'm cobbling together a little trailer now, and I'm going to start posting the social media announcements sooner rather than later, I suppose.
Oh, that is amazing.
Scheduling some stuff would be great, and I'm ready. I'm very ready to be doing that. We've got a Werewolf the Apocalypse campaign Chronicle coming out shortly after that, featuring To Be Determined. And then beyond that, honestly, probably more World of Darkness, maybe some indie TTRPG miniseries.
Awesome.
Maybe having some guest GMs on the channel come in and run some stuff. We've got big plans coming for the back 3 quarters of 2025. And then in October, we're flying out to Pentacon to be the featured TTRPG creators out there.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, we're running the TTRPG space out at the Penticton Pop Culture Con. So
that's so cool.
That's going to be super fun. Yeah.
Speaking of cons, I just realized something. What cons are you going to be at in 2025? Because I forgot to ask this about really?
Oh, very few. Very few. Yeah, I've got some traveling to do. I've got some important. Honestly, I'm going to be spending a lot of 2025 traveling to people that like friends and stuff like that. Probably that's you. That's one that I want to go to. I'd love to make that a yearly tradition. I fucking love Philadelphia. But yeah, that's sort of the plan for conventions for 2025.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's really it. And then for Aaron, what Aaron's going to plan to do, hop away shit on the internet. I'm gonna buy more costumes. I'm gonna wear more stuff. I'm gonna take more pictures. I'm gonna keep posting workout selfies. I don't know, that stuff.
I love it.
That's what I do.
Love it. He's a hot boy shit. So I always ask I can't. I always ask my guests to guide our raid. So take a look at your follow list and let us know where we're going to raid out to. In the meantime, while you're doing that, I am going to tell you guys what we can expect in the next few days. So originally, there was no stream tomorrow, guys, because I had a karate tournament. However, that has been canceled. So, surprise stream. What we're going to be doing, I have no goddamn clue. So, there you go. On the 19th, I will be over on Girls Run These Worlds channel, where I'll be running a panel. Yeah, I'm so super excited about it. I'll be moderating a panel about Black creators in the TTRPG space for Black History Month. So, go over there and check that out. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Girls Run These Worlds. And on the 22nd here on this channel is our second ever Classic 20 Level 20 one-shot, which I will be running, which is a rare thing. I know I don't run DMs live. I usually run them like at cons or for people whenever they want me to. But yeah, Classic 20 is going to be on this channel. I will be GMing it. We have some great people. Pixies and Pins, aka Sarah Moore. We have Jack. We have a bunch of other people. Aurora from Castleton. And It's gonna be such a blast. I cannot wait. So much fun. Super excited about all of this. And Mir, hello, Mir's gonna be there too. So yay.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, a wonderful table. It's gonna be so much fun. I am so excited about this. So with all of that being said, Aaron, where are we rating out to?
It's night number 1 for the finale of Castleton. We're rating out to Winter's Tales.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's go over to Winter's Tales.
Let's take the crew to Castleton.
We're going to go over to Castleton. I mean, we didn't get to really talk about Castleton, but because if we get into that soup, we will never end.
That's a rabbit hole.
That is it is such a rabbit hole. So we will, next time when I have you back on, we will talk about Castleton until our heart's content. Guys.
I'll come back anytime.
Yes, I'm excited for that. I'm so happy that you were here. Thank you for being a wonderful guest. And guys, thank you for being here and hanging out with us as we chat about all things nerdy. And you guys are amazing. And as always, it's better to be kind than to be nice. And if you can't be good, please be careful. I will see you guys tomorrow, sometime in the evening, because it's a long goddamn weekend. There's nothing to do on Monday. So literally put your feet up, chill out, relax, go watch with Castleton or something. Talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.